I'm going to hit and we're going to get off and away today. So welcome, ladies. Welcome to our beautiful Soulful Women Partnership information session today. We're super excited that you've just decided to join us and find out a little bit more about this beautiful community and how we empower women to create more health and wellness, to create more personal power, more vision, more growth, more abundance, more connection, more feminine energy and abundance in their lives. And we're excited that you're tuning in today to perhaps see if this might be a fit for you. Oh, can you guys hear me? Someone just said I'm off mute. You can hear me okay? Yeah, sorry, it said I'm on mute. If I haven't met you before, I am Kimberly Wellman. I'm a mama based here in Southeast Queensland. I have 3 children within 19 months of age. And for those of you kind of doing the math right now, I got 2 for 1 on the second time around with a beautiful but wild set of twins. And I first stepped into this community, it's 6 years ago now. So I remember being invited to a session like this, and I was a little bit curious about all of these, what these incredible women were up to. But at the same time, I was sitting in a lot of self-doubt within myself. And I was in a bit of a season in my life where I was retracting. I was kind of closing off and cycling around in that energy of scarcity, right? It was at a time in my life where I was feeling pretty, what's the word I love to use? Just frazzled. You know, that feeling when you just feel a bit frazzled in life. I was doing the mum life thing. I was doing the corporate life thing. We just sold a traditional business that hadn't delivered on our hopes and dreams and aspirations as a family. And I just felt like I was sitting in life and I was spiraling downwards and backwards. So I had all of these feelings of uneasiness swirling around, but at the same time, and I think what called me to tuning into an event like this was this niggling flame within me for something more. So it was that season of just this push and pull. It was scarcity, but I had this desire within me. And I don't know if anyone on the call can relate to that in life. But when I think about the more that I was craving, I wanted more energy. I wanted more calmness. I wanted more certainty. I wanted more growth. I wanted more health. I wanted more vitality. I wanted more community. I wanted more connection. And I wanted more abundance and flexibility. And so it's because of this space. It's because of this beautiful profession. It's because of this beautiful mission of soul-driven women that I've been able to create my more. And it truly is one of my greatest honors, just holding space for you today, to sit alongside you, woman to woman, to really showcase not only my story, but the different stories that you're going to hear today from women that I absolutely adore in this space, to showcase, but also normalize, right? That it's healthy to desire more and to create more, no matter what's going on for you in life right now. And it's safe to declare that. So if nothing else comes from this event for you today, except perhaps that you are just feeling a little bit more safe within you to create your more, and I know that we've done a great job of you being here today. So today what we're going to do is we're going to run through a little bit on what we do, how we link arms with women to teach them how to create some action in alignment with their dreams and their desires, their visions, their energy, their personal power, their vitality. But before we drop into the what and the how, we always love to start with the why. And it's one of my favorite parts of these beautiful sessions. So we're going to spend a few minutes now just hearing from some beautiful heart-driven ladies in this community on why they decided to join this space. So with that said, I'm excited to hand you over to the beautiful Kira, who's going to kick off sharing a little bit around why she joined.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I love hearing all of those more things because my life feels incredibly rich with those things today, which is a far cry from where I was when I got started nearly 10 years ago now, which makes me feel so damn old. But honestly, I don't know where my life would be if I did not say yes to this space. When I came into this, I had been a stay-at-home mum for 8 years. And truthfully, I did not identify as a businesswoman whatsoever. In fact, I remember in high school making a very conscious decision that I was going to be just a mum. And I don't say that lightly because just a mum is a whole lot of things, right? But in reality, I didn't have the personal confidence that I could be more than that. And I also didn't believe that you could balance being a really great mom with being a really successful career-driven woman. So I already pre-made that sacrifice. Now, the challenge 8 years in is that because I wasn't doing anything outside my comfort zone whatsoever, I knew what every day was going to look like. My self-confidence, my self-esteem, my self-worth, my financial capacity was extremely low, and it was going backwards, because if we're standing still, we're actually moving backwards, right? And because I wasn't moving towards my potential, I lacked fulfillment and joy and purpose. And those things are so necessary for the human spirit. So my life got to a point where it wasn't actually even those things that caused me to move. It was an extreme financial fear around my future, to be honest. I had constant strain and pain in my life around finances. It was straining my relationship. I hated going to the shop because everything I walked past, I had to say no to. I hadn't traveled in years and I was constantly saying no. And it was a supreme lack of freedom, and freedom is my highest value. So that pain became greater than the resistance I was feeling about taking that step outside my comfort zone. And luckily, the beautiful Linda, who you're going to hear from, she'd been in my world for a few years at that time, and she was just gently calling me forward and showing me what was possible. And when I got to that tipping point, I just asked myself, you know what? If I could just make $500 a month, that would massively change my family's financial destiny. And that's all that I could imagine for myself at that time. My self-worth was so small. It was, what if I could just make $500 a month? And, with the support of this community, and that is key, I don't believe I could have achieved it on my own. With the support and guidance, I was able to tick that off really quickly. So what happened to my belief? It grew a little bit. And so step by step, I was like, well, what if I could make $1,000 a month? Okay, if I can do that, maybe I could make $1,500 a month. Until I got to where I am today, where I've smashed through so many glass ceilings. I absolutely identify as a businesswoman, and I'm living in alignment with my values. I'm so present for my girls. I get to say yes all the time. My wardrobe is amazing, ladies. I'm not going to lie. Major bonus. But truly, if I think about what the greatest gift is here, it's the personal development and growth that you have along the way, because your growth in business, your financial growth, and the expansion of your life is reflected in the personal growth that you'll receive here. My life is so adventurous now. I just got back from Japan. I'm traveling the world by choice. I'm just so expanded as a woman. I wouldn't have even had the confidence to dream those things 10 years ago. So I really encourage you to turn your excuses into your whys. If you don't believe in yourself, that's exactly why you've got to do this. If you're scared of having a big life, that's exactly why you've got to do this. And that's why we feel such a responsibility to pass this on, because of the mega blessings that it's been in our lives. So that's my story. Thank you, Kim.
Incredible. We're going to come across to the beautiful Ebony now.
Hello. Yes, I'm Ebony, and I've been part of this community for 4 years now. And I guess in some ways, like Kira, when I said yes to this, I was a stay-at-home mum too. But I was searching for more out of life. I was looking for something to reignite the fire in me that I felt had burnt out since becoming a mum. And I just wanted to get back that alive feeling again. I don't know whether any other mums on here can relate. Before I had kids, I was a project manager in the rail industry for 10 years, and I loved my work, but I knew that the demands of that role really didn't align with our vision of family life. So when we had our first baby, I made the decision to leave and be a full-time mum. And that choice is one that I'll be forever grateful for, because back then I truly believed that being just a mum would be enough for me. But after we had our second baby, I just found myself wondering if this was as good as life gets. And I felt ashamed for even asking myself that in my head, because we had a really good life that I felt should have been enough for me. But the more that I told myself that, the bigger my feelings got, and I just felt myself fading away. So I guess I knew that things had to change when all I could see in the mirror was an ugly, overweight woman who was out of control in every area of her life. And I knew that I could do better. I knew that I was capable, but I felt so overwhelmed and failed in my attempts to change. And I just didn't know what to do. So I did nothing. And every day felt like Groundhog Day until Kimberly showed up on my social feed as the glowing mum of 3 that she was, sharing her life. And it just drew me in. What she had, I wanted. And for the first time in so long, I felt excitement stirring in me at the possibility of something new. Was I scared? Yes. Was I confident? No. Did I know how to use social media other than to stalk people like Kimberly? No. Did I worry about what people would think of me doing something like this? Absolutely yes. My fear of judgment was huge, but I wanted my life to change so much that taking a chance on this, working out, was the risk that was worth taking. I was done with the what if I fail story, and I chose to lean into the what if I succeed story in my head. So I found my courage and I reached out to her and that stranger on the internet, that she loves it when I throw that bit in. And we chatted and I got my billion questions answered and said yes to join, and then choke. I had an 18-month-old and a 3-year-old home with me full time, no daycare, no family on hand to help out. And in my first month, I really did wonder if I was crazy trying to do something like this with little non-sleeping people all over me all day and no experience. So I'm not going to lie to you. As I found my feet here, it was hectic, but what new thing isn't? And I kept reminding myself of that as I moved through that starting out phase. Very quickly though, I fell in love with the freedom and flexibility that working in this space offered me compared to going back to a 9-to-5 job, and that I was able to work it in around my babies and our life in small pockets of time. And really, that is still one of the top 3 things I value most here. Personally, the personal and professional coaching, training and systems that we have here are honestly world-class, and I've worked in some enormous organizations. So this is just something else. And they really bridged the gaps in my experience and belief and supported me step by step as I went. And with that, my confidence and my competence grew. So there's a lot that's happened in between, so I'm going to fast forward to today as I sit here with what started as a little passion project that has now grown into a global business. It's created an income stream that I didn't think that I needed or really wanted, but that I value so much now. And it's given me back that it's given me back that independence and the ability to contribute to our household expenses again. That I was able to achieve this as a stay-at-home mum with no experience in the online world really does blow my mind. And this is available to anyone. But to wrap up my bit here, I want to share the real gold on this journey for me, and it's not the income or the business success. It really is the woman that I've become. I can hand on heart say that I would not be the version of myself I am today if it wasn't for this community. The incredible support network of coaches, mentors here have held me and helped me every step of the way on my own journey. And I said I wouldn't cry today, but that wouldn't be true to myself either. But this is available to every woman that steps into this space, and it really, truthfully, is the biggest gift that we have to share here. So while I dry my tears, I'm going to hand you over to the amazing Linda, who's going to share her story with you today.
Hi, darling. Thank you. Hey, everyone. I think my favorite thing is that we can be real here and that our vulnerability really is our greatest strength. And that's what I said a second very big yes to. 16 years ago, I started this journey. Actually, it's 17 years because I was a product user first. And behind every great company is underpinned by an incredible product. If you don't have an incredible product, people won't reorder and they will not share it with their friends. And so, yeah, I'm just thinking back to what my life was like when I first said yes to starting these products. I had a 1.5-year-old. I had been in a car accident, and I'd had long-term chronic pain through multiple back surgeries and lots of problems. And I felt like after having my first child that my body just never bounced back. I just felt like I was so depleted, and there was no amount of vitamins that I could get in that could help me get that spark back. I don't know if any of you can relate to that one. And one of my friends, she was a nutrition coach. She called me this day, I still remember it. And she said, I have just been to the farms. I've just been and spoken with the researchers, and I have one of the most incredible product ranges on the planet. Like, it's the real deal. Stop taking everything else in your cupboard and we're going to do this. And Lauren's very bossy, like she's awesome. So you just sort of do what she says, but she had extreme knowledge in the nutrition space. And so I trusted her. I said, yep, of course. I actually was very reluctant to stop taking all the other stuff because I felt like they were a crutch. I didn't really believe, I didn't know if they were doing anything, but I was sure taking them all. And I've got to say, my hand on heart story about the products and the Juice Plus program. In the first few weeks of taking them, first of all, I noticed I didn't pee them out when I was taking them. I got that they were whole food, but back then I still didn't really understand what whole food meant. It was just a term to me. So if you don't know, it means like it's a whole food, original food from Mother Nature, right? It's an original food. We haven't done anything to it. It's like as Mother Nature provided. So when I understood, well, this is just all natural, that there's a free product that my child can access along with me, I was like, okay, yep, give me this product. What I wasn't expecting was within 2 weeks, now this isn't typical, but within 2 weeks for me, I got some spark back. I dug out the sneakers that had literally gathered dust. I was up at 10 o'clock at night. There was a whole new range of shows and things that I could access because I wasn't falling asleep or, falling into bed. And I got my spark back. And then in the following months, it was my joints, my joint pain, like dramatically got better. And then it was my skin. I had had bouts of cystic acne for a lot of my adult life, and I just couldn't believe it. And I can safely say I'm now 49. My skin now in my late 40s, almost 50, is better than in my mid 20s and 30s. And I was absolutely hooked on these products. So I told the world about them. And, anyone on here value research? Any research geeks? I know I am. I know Kira was. There's some of us, it's usually 10%. So I'm not going to make your eyes glaze over as I bore you to death. But what I will say is our Juice Plus products, our whole food concentrates, are the world's biggest selling product of their kind. How do you get to be the world's biggest selling product of any category? It works. It's real. What it says on the label is what is actually in it, nothing more and nothing less. And completely from Mother Nature, which I love. So I love to say it's Mother Nature harnessed at her peak of ripeness. It gets crushed. They remove the water and you're left with this incredible living enzyme slurry that they dry out and then they pop in a capsule. So just imagine all of the benefits of cold pressed juicing without the mess, without the fuss, without the waste, without that extreme cost. And I love that this company has been knowing that kale is cool for well over 30 years. These products are over 30 years old, right? And this company that introduced these incredible products is well over 50 years old. And it's some of the same leadership team at the helm, which I just think is incredible. And the last thing I want to share with you about the products is we have a product mission and we have a company mission. And our product mission is inspiring healthy living around the world. And that's what we really get to take part in. I really love that in such a simple way, I can say to people, maybe this could help. This is what they did for me. This is what it did for my mom. Let me tell you what it's done for my husband. I don't know, maybe it could work for you too. If I send you some info, do you want to take a look? And it's just that simple. And then the company do all of the rest of the work. Now, as a business owner, I used to do everything for everyone the whole time. I loved that I could simply be at the front sharing my hand on heart story and that I could build an incredible global business over the last 16 years. And that's all I do. I just share my real story every single day and I invite others to hear about their story and I invite them to see what if these simple and beautiful but powerful products that are the most researched products on the planet. I'm going to say it again because I just love this, especially for the research geeks out there. Double blind, placebo controlled. Now I'm like really heating things up here in the science world. But I love knowing the purity and the efficacy is here beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I get to partner with a monolith, a global giant in the booming wellness industry, right? A multi-billion-dollar industry, one of the most lucrative industries in the world. And we're not getting healthier, we're getting sicker. I love our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And our company mission is to help as many people realize their dreams. And boy, oh boy, to say that it has helped me realize every dream and also through all of my seasons in 16 years is just a wild understatement. This business has been so incredibly generous for me in every season and stage and chapter of my life. And I love the most of all that we have such a wholesome and beautiful heart-driven space here that we can be us. I always say, some days I slay and some days I pray. I was rocking in a corner yesterday. It was not a good day. I forgot so many things. And today I'm like mediocre. So if you were going to cry, Eb, I was going to. But I love that, like, where else can you have multiple six-figure, seven-figure? I'm a seven-figure earner and I'm proud to say that, right, over my journey. Because half the time I've been a hot mess and we celebrate that here and you can be that here. You don't have to be someone else. We want you to be you here. And that to me is what the world is craving. So yeah, my invitation to you is come and get your questions answered. And, you know, what if this is what you have been looking forward to?
Incredible. Thank you, beautiful Linda and Ebony and Kira as well. As all of the ladies have kind of touched on, and we'll close off here. I guess, you know, I had a few fears lurking around when I heard all of this initially. It sounds great, but I don't have the time and I didn't have the belief or the confidence. So pretty similar to you, Ebony, to do this. But It just so ends up that they are the three greatest gifts that I have received from this space: time, belief, and confidence. So often the things that we think are in the way, they actually are the way and the greatest gifts here as well. So as women, whenever we consider expanding on our desires in life, and we just did a beautiful team training on this last night with Kira, that means change within us. And energetically, that is usually when, not usually, it's always when that voice of doubt really pops in, right? It's signaling a step outside of your comfort zone. And I just want to normalize that with you, not just in this space and what you're listening to today, but out there in life as well. That voice of doubt, she's a beautiful part of the journey of growth and evolution in your life. So I invite you just to sit in the possibility that, you know what, that voice of doubt, that's you sitting on the edge of your comfort zone. And that is where the real growth, the real expansion, and the real reward is in your life as well. So if this has lit something within you today, just to learn a little bit more about our beautiful Soulful Women's Partnerships and maybe take a closer look at what this could be for you, we just encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you here today to tune in. Our partnership investment, it's a wild $55 for 12 months, and our health packs start from around about $20 a week. That gives you all of the access to our mentorships, our group coachings, our trainings, our personal development library that we have, and live sessions and team sessions as well with this beautiful community. You also get your online business vehicle, whether that is for purpose and fun and passion, whether that's to become a seven-figure earner like Linda in this space. You all get the exact same blueprints, systems, and structure to create your dreams in this space. So if it feels aligned for you, we look forward to perhaps seeing you on the inside. And we have 3 team mantras here. You're a blessing, whether you choose to do a little or a lot in this space. You're acceptable as you are, and you go at your own pace. So if there's one thing that I know to be true, it's a moment of just courage and action that can really shift the trajectory of your entire life, like it has for all of us today. So simply touch base with the woman who shared you here, invited you here today, or perhaps shared this recording with you. All of our love. Bye for now, ladies. See you soon.